Karma saved me. About 2 years after I helped the old lady in the cold, I drove to a friend's house on the east side of town. I only drove a little to that side of the city. I spent that Friday night at my friend's house, talking and watching TV. I left his house around 1:30 a.m. that cold, snowy night. I was so tired and just wanted to get home and sleep in my nice warm bed. As I drove on the freeway with the heater on and listening to music on the radio, I noticed that I was getting a flat tire about halfway back home. I pulled over to the shoulder of the freeway that ran along Lake Erie. It was now snowing mixed with rain, very cold and windy. I knew I needed to get the jack and spare tire out of the trunk, loosen the 5 lug nuts, jack up the car, remove the flat tire, replace it with the spare tire, and be on my way home. It should be pretty easy, but I knew I would freeze since I only wore a thin windbreaker jacket with no hat or gloves. I had the heater in the car on full blast until I got out to change the tire, then I turned the car off. Everything went smoothly. I pulled the jack and spare tire out of the vehicle's trunk and started loosening the lug nuts. 1 through 4 went quickly. 1 more to go, and changing the tire would be easy. Luck was not on my side on the 5th lug nut, and it would not budge. I tried with all my strength and nothing. That lug nut would not loosen. My first thought was, how will I get out of this mess? By this time, I was so cold that I was shivering. I could not call anybody and was far from a gas station. Maybe I could hitchhike to one. It was now snowing and cold, and the wind made it feel even colder. I stood at the freeway's edge with my thumb out, but no one would stop. After 15 minutes, I remember saying, "Oh God, please help me get home." Within 5 minutes, a car pulled over. I was scared, not knowing who was inside that car. 2 people were in the car, a man and a woman, and the man said, "Do you need a ride?" I said, "Yes, I do." I could feel the warm air coming from inside the car. The man said, "Get in." The lady just smiled. I locked my car and got in the back seat of their car. They said they were coming back from a concert and asked where I lived. I explained what had happened and told them where I lived. The lady said, "We can drive you home." I was shocked by their kindness. Finally, we arrived at my home. I told them to wait for me, and I will get them some gas money for their troubles. I ran into the house, went into my room, and grabbed a crisp $20 bill. I then ran back outside, but I stopped dead in my tracks. The snow was falling fast now. I could see the snow falling against the light of the streetlight, but they were gone. Those kind people were gone. The snow covered their tire tracks and made it look like they were never there. I felt peaceful and so grateful to be home. The old lady I helped in the cold 2 years earlier, this, I believe, was my reward for helping her from the cold. I always felt that the old lady was an angel sent by God to test my heart to see if I would help her, a total stranger, from the cold weather. It made me think she was the old lady now appearing as a younger lady who sat in the car's front seat with a fellow angel driving me home. Written by Alvin Rivera.